Thanks for stopping by, guys. It's Al here, and welcome to the 1 year on YouTube Q&A. If you weren't able to join during the stream, I am getting it set up to be a video as well, and I'm going to be answering some of the questions from Discord, from the comments, as well as those asked by those that have been able to join the stream. I'm sorry if the stream wasn't in a good enough time for those of you that have to watch afterwards, and I will try and make this the best that I can using something that I've never really tried before. Now we're actually going to go straight to the stream. Dartfrog asks, why Magma? And I guess to answer this question, you have to also understand why the name is the way it is. And I'm surprised no one's really asked this question. I have told a few people, but the name Magma comes from my actual name to some extent. Al is an abbreviation of my middle name, Alan, and M for Magma is actually my last initial. And when I first started the channel, I threw around some ideas, but I did like the fire-based channel, so I had to think of a fire-based word that uses the letter M. Magma fit, and when I did it, Magma sounded right, so I just kept it. Someone asked, what camera do you have? This was for the 360 video that I did just recently. I have a Samsung Gear 360 2016 edition, and I think the case is actually up there. Here's the actual camera. That's what I use to do my 360 videos. I probably won't be doing those often, but do expect them every once in a while. I do know, I don't see the comment here, but I do know someone asked me what editing software I use. I use a few different softwares for editing. Mostly I use HitFilm Express 4. It's free. It does have a few microtransaction style add-ons, but other than that, it's for the most part, for free, you get just about everything you'll ever need. If you ever need more than that, it kind of comes down to you're really not going to get anything more anywhere else without paying for it. So that's what I use to edit. What I use to record is OBS, and I also do have Voicemeeter Banana, which is a audio software which I do use every once in a while for this, that, and the other. I don't use it it's not a major thing that you need to have, but it does help you reroute some of your audio for this, that, and the other. So, trying to sum it up, OBS to record, Voicemeeter for audio stuff, and I also have HitFilm Express 4 is my editing software. Dartfrog asks, what microphone do I use? I use a blue Snowball Ice for my computer, and I have a purple Panda lavalier mic, which I use for my 360 video. Those are the two mics I use. This one's really great. It's stationary. It's probably the better of the two. But the purple lavalier mic, well, it's not as great a quality as this. It does work great when you plug it into a phone and you're just out and about doing other styles of recording. What games do you plan or were planning on recording / streaming? Over time, I've had quite a few games, and actually, I need to take a look at some of those. A lot of what I was doing, especially early on the channel, was I was focusing on free-to-play, cheap games, and I really like to look at the indie market, like the really obscure games, like Red Trigger. Red Trigger was one. It's, from what I can tell, made by one guy. It's really cool. It's really experimental, free-to-play game. He says he wants to make another update of it. I can't wait for that. And there's some other games that I've played, like what was that? It was a robot game. Steven, I think. No, it's Tyler 005. Tyler 005. It's a really weird indie game. It's early in development. It's kind of buggy. It's kind of glitchy, but it's cool. I've got a few other ones here. Perceptions of the Dead, story style game, free to play, very fun. Trying to think of some other ones. Orwell. Orwell is a game I've never heard of. I played an episode or two of it, but I haven't had a chance to work on it since. But it's a really fun kind of, what do you want to call that, detective style story. It's not as much I want to play these games, it's I like to go for the lesser known indie titles. Now of course I'd like to see more scrap mechanic. What's your opinion on scrap mechanic, and will we see more in the future? My opinion on scrap mechanic, I love the game, I really do, but I've, for the most part, exhausted what I want to do with the game. Every once in a while I have a spark of imagination, be like, oh, I want to make this. But other than those, I've really exhausted what I can do with the game until they do updates. I know people wanted me to do modding, but I really don't like modding. The story behind that simply is I loved Besiege. Besiege, similar vein to scrap mechanic if you've ever seen it or played it. I love the game. I used to build all these really cool jets and stuff, but once the modding community started taking over, it really flipped the whole community on its head, and now it's hard to find vanilla creations. It's hard to find unique vanilla creations because everyone's doing modded stuff, and it's taking over the game in my opinion. And while I do love mods and I do like how they can do certain things to certain games, I don't like it, especially in very dedicated creative games in which it gives you all these tools and other people just like to add on to them. I'm kind of rambling now, I realize that. But I don't like modding because I don't like when it gets out of hand. Building vanilla is becoming an art. That's why I like to do it, because it's challenging. Puts me on a level with everyone else, if not below some other people, and I can still build things that they can't. Someone asked, tell me your trick to gaining subs. My only response is, I have no clue, but I wish I did. So I do have a few questions actually about the Discord server. That's people asking what the supporter role is for. If you're on the server, the Discord server, and you are active in the comments of videos, you're active in the Discord community itself, you will get the supporter role. It's just something saying that, hey, I've seen you around and you're talking, you're active and participating in discussions, topics, and stuff like that. That's what the supporter role is for. Some of the other things people asked, what's the difference between head admins and admins? And pretty much it's just one has more power over the other. Head admins are people I know a bit better and I know do some stuff like YouTube as well, so they usually have head admin rather than just the admin role. And just a few other comments and concerns about the Discord server. If you're not a part of the Discord server, I would recommend going over there because we do talk a lot about just this, that, and the other. And it's similar vein to streams. If you don't have a chance to watch a stream, we're here. We're usually talking. If you mention me, I'll probably respond and do stuff there. And it's a lot easier to talk back and forth in Discord than it is to talk back and forth in comments. Just because of the way the YouTube comment system works, it's a lot more difficult for me to get to most of the times. And Discord is a lot easier for me if you want to have a back and forth conversation. How old are ye? I am 18. It's something people have asked me before. I know I've answered it before, but I might as well answer it again because people are still asking. I have had some people ask me to do viewer creations, like show off viewer creations, but I've thought about it, but I'm not one that likes to show off other people's creations, in the sense of I like to show off what I've made because I've made it and I know about it and I probably know the best about it. And I don't like, I feel like I'm using other people's creations for my benefit in that sense. Alright, and this is going to be recorded after the fact. Now, if I did end up missing one of your questions during the live stream, or I didn't put in a question you asked during the live stream into this episode itself, I do want to apologize. Going through some of the footage of the live stream, I am aware I might have missed a few things that should have gone into this episode. There's quite a bit of footage to actually do, and I also realize there's some questions I probably missed in general. So if you still have any questions you do want to be answered, you can ask them in the comments of this video, and I will be answering those. This kind of live stream to episode is something I really haven't done much with. So if there are any errors or any issues, please let me know, and I can learn around that, try and fix it for next time. But I am going to end out this little episode here. Did enjoy this little episode, this little Q&A. Please let me know in the comments. If you enjoy the channel, enjoy what I'm doing, please subscribe. It helps a lot. And right now, shares help the channel the most. So please share this episode with a friend. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. And until next time, peace.